as the title probably shows, I finally got a Quickshifter. I mean, fucking hell, everybody knows what a Quickshifter is by now. I'm going to run through pros and cons, and then kind of give you a rundown about this particular Quickshifter, because speed triples like have a notoriously clunky gearbox. So I'll give you a more specific rundown for the speed users afterwards. So yeah, right. Yeah, it only I think only the RS models have the blipper. You can get the blipper down. From this 2017 backwards, you can only really get a speed going up. Good on you, you fucking prick. So, the pros of a Quickshifter. Bags of fun. There, man, the momentum you carry with a Quickshifter is just undescribable. Nice. It's undescribable unless you actually have tried one. Like, clutchless shifting takes is such a bumpy road. Yeah, clutchless shifting takes like 0.2 of a fucking set, you know, whatever it takes, but you still have to drop the throttle slightly. With this, it's such a momentary interruption that little sensor gives it, that you just, oh man, it's something else. Like, yeah, the momentum you carry is crazy. Also for track, they're like, I think I would have really struggled about mine on the Daytona, because I haven't taken this on track yet. Just because if you're going around like quite a long sweeping bend, and let's say you're going around this long sweeping bend, you're not necessarily cranking up a gear while you change, like lean right over, but as you're powering out, the last thing you want to be is at the top of a gear and you need to shift, and while you are still leant over a little bit, you know, you're trying to fuck around and engage a gear properly. You just want to lift your foot and click it in, or dip your foot and click it in, however you want to do it. Yeah, I'll fit through that. Everybody stay put. Yeah, so that, and just the sound when they change gear, as I will now demonstrate. Like, I don't think the camera will probably pick up that kind of my really poor impression of it. It's like a boff sound every time every time you click it up. Between that gear change, it's kind of boff, this big bassy bellow. It just sounds orgasmic. So yeah, that, you know, Quickshifters, oh man, I just, you know, I've wanted one since the moment I got this, and I've never forgotten how good the one was on the Daytona. But now I suppose I'll get to the point of it being this particular bike. Now, don't do it, you shit. Yeah. So yeah, I've read up a lot and, you know, done my research before buying one. Not that it probably would have stopped me, but just like many things I do. And a lot of people kind of screamy R6. Yeah, a lot of people would kind of report that first to second is such a kind of horrible gear to shift into because it's quite clunky. Like, a lot of people say they were staying away from first and second. Now, I will agree, it's not as smooth as the others, but at the same time, it's not like there's no issue doing it. It's you just need more of a positive, like, you're going in, you little fucker sort of thing. So, you know, for me, that's how it feels. But at the same time, I think a lot of people get confused with what Quickshifters are meant to do. You're meant to be on throttle, at least half throttle, to get a quick shifter to engage nicely, because if you're not on half throttle, you just use the fucking clutch anyway. But yeah, first gear seems absolutely fine. One thing I will say, in sport mode, which I'm currently in now, it definitely has a moment between first and second here and there. Yeah, I've only managed to get it to do it once, but yeah, like, not really any issue. And it's quite nice for just sort of, even if you're not going mad, like, you can quite happily just click up through the gears, which is nice. But something that kind of strikes me about speed triple owners and speed triple R owners or whatever, very few of them are, let's say, spirited. Foxton are. They are quick for what they are, I'll tell you. But yeah. Anyway, I'm getting well distracted here. So yeah, a lot of speed triple R riders, or speed triple riders, they're like they're not very aggressive. Let's put it that way. Like, I like to pin my bike. I like it. Oh man, it just fills me with joy. And for whatever reason, like, maybe scared of the power, whatever, but you know, there's many cooler a bike to pick over a speed triple. And I kind of sometimes think that maybe these guys aren't really applying a good bit of throttle to get this thing to engage. That's the only reason I can think, but I don't understand why anybody's having any sort of different experience. It is Triumph's official Quickshifter, so there shouldn't really be any major difference. But thanks to the power of the internet, I'm going to find somewhere to magically pull over and show you sort of the install side of it. Et voila. Right, I'm sure what I was talking about. So I would highly recommend just install this yourself. Like, do not pay Triumph to do it. It's such a waste of money. The instructions are dead simple and they are so easy to fit. So, no, I'm just going to sell my ass, it's easier. Oh. So that's your actual unit, and what happens is, see, there's like I don't know how much you can see, it's a little circlip here. Now it's kind of shaped like this, like that, if that makes sense. So that one's, yeah, shaped like that. So if you can imagine, it's goes through a slot and then it clicks around. Such an amazing tutorial. I should write Hayes manual, shouldn't I? Yeah, you undo that one, a little bit of a bump and it'll pop straight off. Now the thing to do, the moment you get that off, the old one, just mark it on a piece of paper, the centre points of these balls, like these sort of ball joints, because you want to keep that the same length if you want to keep your shifter in the same position. I adjusted mine actually because I've got clip-ons and stuff and it tilts your feet, so I brought it down a little bit so it's easier to click up, or the other way around, whatever way. Now the next thing is, yeah, the way you want to do this is undo this thing as well, like this little splined shaft, undo that Allen key, but mark on there where it was, because that's what will also determine where your shift's going to be. Pop that off, literally get that through that way, undo your cable, yeah, put that back on, click it back in, put the circlips on, that's that bit done. Literally, that won't even take you half hour. Actually, it might take you half hour. So then, pardon me, Jesus, lift the tank. Hopefully yours hasn't got a big dent on it like mine. And see these bolts here, so 1, 2, undo them, pull that little metal clip off. These two poppers as well, they'll come out with it, and this section comes out. Just run your cable through. It comes with this little clip in the box as well that you can see. So clip your cable in that, make sure there's enough slack to sort of go back, as you can see. Yeah, run it through. Now just up in here, up in there, I can't show you the plug, but it's a pain in the arse to get to. It sits on a little clip. It's got like 2 rubber bungs coming out of it like that. Now you need to remove them, and what they're sat in is like a blank plug, just to stop the shit getting in. Remove that out, that's the hardest bit. That took me about half hour to wiggle my way into it anyway. Fiddle that in, get it in. Now I had some trouble initially when when I just got it installed, and the reason for that was because this was the lever I crashed on. I just bought a Speed Triple R lever, not thinking the 2016 part's important, but this little device here, don't know if you can see, it's got a little plunger that it touches. That basically tells the bike, I'm getting hot, I'm going to move, I'm going to continue this on the road. Yeah, so that little plunger there tells the bike that the clutch is engaged, and without that your Quickshifter will not send a signal to cut the timing. Because I installed it and went up the road thinking, and it's just plug and play, man, you do nothing more with it. The instructions say that, it's mint, no programming, nothing. I went up the road, tried to shift, nothing. I then come back, done a little bit of forum hunting, and yeah, lo and behold, someone had exactly the same problem. Put a set of aftermarket levers on for like a 2012 Speed Triple, because they fit, it's all the same parts bin, but it didn't have that little plate underneath it to tell the plunger, well, to push the plunger back. So yeah, it just weren't getting the signal it needed. So yeah, I basically found this nice Evo Tech lever for 20 quid on eBay. Someone had crashed on the right hand side, bought a new set of levers, only needed one, and that was that really. So yeah, basically I got that lever, fitted it, immediately worked. That was that. And it is not like, you do not have to be mechanically minded to install that Quickshifter. It is not hard. Like, save yourself the 70 quid labour, just fit it yourself, man. It's nice and easy. But yeah, that's about it really. I'm loving it, I'm loving it. I can't stop using it. If anything, I have to restrain myself, because I'll use it at a really bad time and go into the back of someone if I'm not careful. So yeah, man. Other than that, see you in the next one. Peace.